So Warrior in the Garden family. So look, for this next video right here, we're going to talk a little bit about punches. All right. So punches will take a few videos because there's so many different types of punches that we will have to drill and go over and practice. All right. So we're going to go over one basic punch today, and then we'll go over some other punches on other videos to come. Okay. So again, we're standing in this square stance just for this video series right here. Okay. Now I'm going to teach you what is called a jab. It's typically with one foot in front. All right. So let's say I put my left foot in front, then I'll do that. That would be considered a jab. Okay. So that would be considered a jab. Okay. That would be considered a jab. Now, if I stand with my left foot in front the entire time without standing square, it's the same thing, except I might have a little step with it. Let me go back a little bit so you can see. So this front foot might just step a bit with it. Boom, quick step. Just like that. Turn sideways so you see it this way. All right, just a step like that. All right. Now, one thing, not to get it too technical, but one thing you'll notice is when you do a good jab, you kind of can push off this back leg a little bit where it pushes into that step. So it gives you a little more power. So if you see this back leg, I might push off of it a little bit. And that step with my front leg, this leg, will generate a little more power for it. So it's kind of like a push punch, pushing off the back leg. This is stepping. So it's all simultaneous. So even if I stood square like this, right? I could do that same thing if I switch to have this left leg in front again. So now I'm standing square like this, right? So I can push off this one and then make this one go in front. Same concept, right? It's that same idea, except I had this one in front the entire time, but I still can push off this one at the same time to make this more stronger of a punch. All right, so this will be what we'll drill. So you'll stand square. All right, and then you're gonna put a little weight on this one and kind of just gonna press it into the ground. See? Let me go a little closer. It's kind of like I press it into the ground some, press it into the ground some, right? And then I step this leg forward and punch. I'm gonna turn my wrist over like boxers do. I'm gonna teach you two styles of this, but for this first one, we're gonna do like the boxers do, where they turn over. There's a Kung Fu style where you keep it straight. You'll punch with these 3 knuckles here. And then there's the boxing style where you turn it over and you'll end up punching with these 2 knuckles right here. All right. I've personally found that if you hit just this way, when it's punching like more of the Kung Fu style, you don't need as much wrist protection, even when you hit heavy or punch heavy on bags, because your body and your wrist is more supported. You look at how, like when you shake a hand, your arm naturally does this. It's like it feels natural, feels normal. But if you twist over this way, you can do this, practice, right? Shake your hand, right? That feels normal. But when you twist over this way, you feel that tension and pressure more on your wrist. So it makes sense why boxers and fighters and MMA fighters, although they have like wraps and things, especially boxers have wraps on their hands and things to protect their wrists. All right. But when you're punching more traditional Kung Fu style, where you're hitting with these 3 knuckles here, you don't really have as much of that same tension on your wrist because it's a lot of support from the frame and structure of your body at the same time. So when it comes, if you decided to punch that way, like I say, I don't think there's a right or wrong way, because I love all of it. I love boxing, I love Kung Fu, I love MMA, I love Jiu-Jitsu, so basically what I'm saying is I'm going to teach you multiple forms of it, and then you'll just decide which one you like more. All right. So for this first one though, again, like I said earlier, we're doing the boxing one. We're going to turn. So it's going to start here. We're going to punch and turn our wrists over this way. Again, punches coming here, hands up, right, or here. And I'm going to turn over this way. Back, turn over that way. Again, turn over that way. Same thing. Well, we're just doing this hand for now, my bad. But just turn over that way. All right. So if I'm standing square, here we go. I'm starting here. Let's say my hands are this low. I'm going to push with some weight on this leg, right? And like that. I did the Kung Fu one. My fault, y'all. I'm going to do the boxing one. Just like that. All right. it becomes more of a, it's like Bas Rutten said. I don't know if you even know who Bas Rutten is, or Bas Rutten. He's amazing, one of the best ever MMA fighters in the world. But he kind of talked about this before. But it becomes more of like a straight blast, essentially. It's kind of this, instead of just a jab, that's traditional jab, where it's like, it becomes more of a straight punch. Like that's like, can generate a little more power than a typical jab. Because a lot of times a jab can be where you just try to like fill out someone's range, where they are, how much you get them. And then you'll notice some boxers that's good, they'll throw a little bit of that power of that back leg into it and step into the jab, kind of like I'm talking about. Now that jab becomes more dangerous. So it's like boom, versus like kind of like the filling out jab. All right. So again, we're going to start square like this. All right. And then we're going to go into that right there. All right. So here and then like that. So we're going to drill that. Well, you'll drill that as many times as you need to. Let's say at least 10 times. You're here and then you here. Put a little pressure on this back leg and step with this front leg. And then after you do that about 10 times, 20 times, whatever, you'll go ahead and switch to, we'll put our left leg in front if you're right-handed, because usually your power hand you want to have in the back. If you're left-handed, switch it this way. Try to have your power hand in the back, whichever hand is the strongest for you. All right. But so we're going to go ahead, have this leg in front for now. And then same thing, just like that. Turn it over like the boxers do it. Turn it over just like that. Turn it over just like that. So go ahead and drill that. And I will see you guys on the next video. We're in the garden.